confidence comes with relatability. Yeah. So when you see somebody else next to you doing what you did,
exactly,
and they performing, it's kind of like, ooh, I can do it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
People who are making it in whatever they're doing, they all left.
Yeah,
it's your environment that you in. Cause you a person, and let's say you in a relationship. You know, you feel like you gotta have some money for yourself, also for that relationship. You're not around athletes. You're not around YouTubers or whatever. Yeah. You eventually become what you hanging around. So if you duck your head and say, "I'm not going on this trip. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing this. Like this is just my journey." I know you're 20 plus. Everybody's supposed to be doing the same thing at 20 plus, but I'm trying to set myself up for something when I'm a little older. You know what I mean? Then your drive comes back. What you ignore in the beginning, that might
build up later. It's your fault.
That's gonna crucify you.
Your
exactly.
Fault.
It's your
because
fault.
You allow that person to create that same bad habit we was talking about with sports. They creating a bad habit within your relationship.
My life will be a victory. These niggas sound stupid saying they invented me, but arguing with fools is a waste of.
It's your time. It's his time. It's Bam's time. Bam's time to shine. Welcome back to the channel, man. You already see the setup. You already know what we doing in here. I got my guy, coach, everything.
What's going on, man?
Drew Combs in the building.
What's going on, man?
Some of y'all might know him because you know he used to hoop. Feel me? Y'all might actually know him personally, but hey, one of my favorite coaches. I never really got the chance to like play under you.
I know.
Unfortunately, but yeah, man. So some of y'all watch, I'm pretty sure y'all either are getting coached by him or you've been coached by him, you know. But we gonna get this jumping. First thing, I really want to ask you. First thing, now that you don't hoop no more and you went to Humboldt, right?
Yeah, I went to Humboldt.
And like, do you ever be like, damn, bro, I could have went farther. I could have did this. I could have did that. Like, I could have made some.
Yes and no. For me, growing up, hooping was just about getting the opportunity to leave home.
Right.
Like, I was good at school. I love basketball, but it was always about just having the opportunity to leave Pittsburgh and do something different.
Right.
So once I got to Humboldt, I kind of was burnt out.
Right.
So I did basketball since I was 4, and I was doing it year round.
Yeah.
And I was just happy with the experiences I was getting.
Right.
I think if I would have had to really go overseas, I probably would have went deeper. But for me, I never had that dream. My dream was just to play on TV, and once I did that, I was cool.
It was good. I think that'd be when you say you was burnt out, bro. I at one point I felt burnt out. You've been playing it long. You said 4 years old, right?
Yeah.
I think I started playing like for real, like on an organized team. I think 2nd, 3rd grade.
Yeah.
But I was playing like obviously in the backyard before that. And I felt burnt out. I quit at least a good 3-4 times within the last 2 years. 2.5, 3 years. Since 2021, I done quit a couple of times. Probably for like maybe like the longest was like a month and a half. I didn't dribble a basketball. I just lift the weights and that was it. I think it's just because when you see that you play on TV. When you see you ain't even doing that or you not doing anything of that sort, you like, bro, what am I doing?
And for me, I think I got a few injuries. Yeah. So I didn't get hurt much until I got to college.
Right.
When I got to college, I broke my foot when I was playing at LMC. And that messed with me mentally for real. Because I felt like I never got my first step back the way it was before.
Hesitant to go to the basket and shit.
I was scared for the contact. Yeah. So then I got to the point where I was like, well, you ain't got no scholars after your first year. You coming off an injury. You got to prove yourself if you want the opportunity. So if you want that chance to really leave Pittsburgh, you just got to leave it all out there. So once I did it, it was kind of like, all right, I'm going to be a good teammate.
Right.
I seen how much there was underclassmen coming in who was nice.
Right.
And it was like, for the sake of our team, I had to have a real sit down with my coaches. Like, if I don't maximize my role, we won't go far. Right. Because I'm in front of that underclassman who was performing. We ended up having the top freshman class in the whole conference that year. Mm-hmm. You know, we had 2 of them be first team all league, all conference as freshmen.
Right.
So it was like, you know, from Washington and from Sac. So it was like, if I want to be a good teammate of the things I've been taught and I want to actually go far in this sport, I really got to change who I was. Right. And with that came confidence got shot a little bit. Mm-hmm. And then the way coaching came about, it was just natural. So
that confidence thing, that shit huge in anything you do in life. That shit is big. Basketball, and if you play football or soccer or whatever the sport period, confidence, talking to a girl,
Just life.
that like you get by with I saw some, bro. You see how many people who aren't that good, but they had the confidence, so the ball just start going in for them.
You seen what happened in Kentucky the other day?
Yeah,
Dude came out of nowhere. We didn't even talk about him. No recruit. He was a 0-star recruit out of high school.
bro.
10 threes and turning.
Bro, I support him. He remind me of, like, obviously he could shoot way better than me, but he remind me of me, bro. As soon as I saw when he said he was door dashing before and after practice, I support you, bro. Because that's what a lot of people don't understand, the trying to work and then also be like fully on a team and then do school after that. Like,
nah, it's tough.
That shit is hard.
People think student athlete just athlete.
Exactly. And he at an age was like, bro, I need some money in my pocket.
Is he what, 23?
I think he's older. He older.
24?
24, 25. Yeah. She's like, bro, I need some money in my pocket.
I
respect you. Like, I'm a fan of you now, bro. Just because you said, it wasn't even that you hit 10, because he was hitting some JJ Redick shit.
He was hitting some shots.
Some tough ass threes. But it was the when he said that he was door dashing and stuff like that. I'm like, oh, I respect it, bro.
You can relate.
I can really relate.
And I think that's confidence, like, confidence comes with relatability. Yeah. So when you see somebody else next to you doing what you did,
exactly,
and they performing, it's kind of like, ooh, I can do it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
saying?
Do it. So it's just having confidence take you a long way. Because if you don't have no confidence in yourself, what your coach gonna put into you?
Exactly. You gotta have. you know.
Confidence.
You know about that, like, bro. You gotta have that real. That's why my motto on my social media period is I can / I will. I got that on my board in my room. I can / I will, because it's like I'm telling myself that I can. I'm going to prove myself that I can do this shit.
Absolutely.
I'm not gonna let you be able. I mean, if you tell me I can, that's cool. But also, I have to be able to tell myself that I can do this, I can do that, until I'm not able to do it no more.
And it also comes with your environment, though. So, like, you got a bunch of people around you being negative all the time, you're going to become negative yourself. So, I think a lot of people struggle with understanding that it's okay not to be the best at everything.
Right.
But if you feel like you are and you feel like you can perform to that level,
just you feeling like you can will take you to... You still might not be. Mm-hmm. Based on your numbers or based on anything, but you got way further in life because you said, I'm the best at this. I'm the best player on my team. I'm the best person on YouTube. I'm the best YouTuber from the Bay Area. I'm the best this, best that. You ain't trying to take away from everybody else.
Yeah, it's not cocky.
Yeah, it's not cocky. It's just confidence, and that was able to get you over the hump. I was able to get you certain opportunities and your work ethic backed it up. You wasn't just saying that and then you sitting here eating all day and you're not,
not working out, not doing what you're supposed to be doing.
You said that with the plan, and you was putting the work behind it.
Got to, because if you don't, how you gonna develop the confidence? It's good to say it, but at some point, especially sports,
sports definitely.
It can't just be words.
Right.
Confidence is gonna be how much time you put in the gym, how much time you put into your body, how much sleep you getting, how much you hydrate.
Exactly.
It all goes hand in hand.
And the people who, because I learned this, there's some people who confidence really did get them far, but they hit that plateau eventually because their work ethic didn't match it.
But that's the beauty of sports, though, right? Because you can have a kid who is 10 years old, got the most confident in the world. He getting he getting buckets, getting ranked, this and that, and then it don't pan out.
It don't pan out all the way later on. But when he was a kid, though, in high school, he was the man.
He was the man,
and he worked out maybe one time a day. Yeah, he was just natural, but he didn't have to.
And as you get older, like you asked me about overseas, it's like, I feel like I had the talent to, but I didn't have the drive. I wasn't finna be in the gym every day lifting. I wasn't finna be out there in Argentina running down the street in shape.
Bro, listen.
I would have took it serious, so I had to be real with myself.
That's the number one thing too, is your environment. I learned this. The people who are making it in whatever they're doing, they all left.
Yeah.
It's your environment that you in, because if you a person and let's say you in a relationship, you feel like you gotta have some money for yourself also for that relationship. You're not around athletes, you're not around YouTubers or whatever. You eventually become what you hanging around. So if you duck your head and say, I'm not going on this trip, I'm not doing that, I'm not doing this, like this is just my journey. I know you're 20 plus, everybody's supposed to be doing the same thing at 20 plus, but I'm trying to set myself up for something when I'm a little older. You know what I mean? Then your drive comes back. Because I for sure lost my drive. I'm like, bro, I'm not about to being 4 times a day.
You was in a tough situation too. I mean, we ain't gonna speak too much.
Oh
on it,
yeah, I was in a tough ass situation.
You was in a situation where you felt like your work wasn't getting awarded, right?
Yeah.
So when you do that, it's easy to not have confidence. But then that's on you to psych yourself out and be like, maybe this ain't for me.
Right.
But if your drive's still there and you mentally still eat that sport or you mentally still be there, you have to fight through it because it's just God testing you to see if you can get through it.
Exactly. So,
Confidence is big though.
For sure. I ain't gonna lie. I'm proud of myself for that. Cause somebody who I met at the gym, we were hooping. He go to Benicia, senior in Benicia. I think his season just ended. Obviously,
He had a deep run.
yeah. He said he averaged like 8 points. I'm like, but that's not. Cause what I hear is like I got boys over there. Like it's like 8 points sound cool for your team. He said, yeah, it was, but I was better my other year. He said I went through some confidence shit. Then he watched the video I dropped talking about my situation. He said he hit me like, and that video is not super old, but it's. If you go to my page, you got to really scroll down and watch that. So that let me know, like he really went through and found that video. Said, bro, it was so relatable. It was this, it was that. I'm like, wow, that just made me feel good inside, bro.
I mean, what you doing is impactful. You never know until later though.
I'm like, damn.
Like, even when I came back to LMC and helped you guys out, it was like I didn't know how I was gonna respond, but I felt like I hear more from them guys than any teammate I've had in college or who I played with in high school. You know what I'm saying? So it's rewarding because you feel like that's again the work you putting in is paying off. Because not only is it affecting you, it's affecting somebody else inadvertently.
Yeah, when everybody from this year, probably this year too, but you got the returners of Devin and Ramon and them and AJ, and then the last year and probably the year before that when I wasn't there. Everybody, I'm sure a good amount still keep in contact with you.
Oh, absolutely.
So it's like, oh, damn, that shows I was doing it on the court. It also shows I was doing it off the court. Because there's people who doing it on the court that you ain't calling it. I mean, you calling, but you ain't really like, you're not doing this. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's no disrespect to them.
I have my certain people that I'm going to check in regardless.
Yeah.
They turn to family.
Exactly. So. And there's certain coaches that you've had that you rock with. But you're not sitting down with them and doing all that for one, because they might not be a people person. For two, it just wasn't that type of relationship. But on the court, it might have been dope.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Off the court, it just they just never been that. But you could take that because everybody not the same.
Everybody their own person.
Everybody not the same.
Yeah, like even when I look at y'all two, like I look at the AJs, I look at the Devins, the Ramones.
Yeah.
People ask me all the time. They be like, all right, you do all this mentoring, you do all this training, you do all this talking to them.
Yeah.
What do you get out of it? None of y'all pay me. I don't care about it financially. I already tell people the same thing. I don't charge nothing. All it comes down to me is get your scholarship, get your degree. Because if you better your future, that's all we was doing it for. You know what I'm saying? That's where I get my impact in. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like people who do that, I think people who do that end up getting certain positions anyway in the future. And if they don't pick it, I heard people don't really pick them because it's a different game now. Coaching is a different game.
Coaching is different.
Because now when you lose, my job is at stake. Back then, I heard it wasn't like that, or maybe it was, but not how it is now. Maybe
I wouldn't say it's similar in that ring. It's different now, at least compared to when I played. It's just so many more influential factors, right? So. I hate to say it. I don't like being this person because I am still younger. You feel me? But AAU is terrible in the sense of the impact parents have on the sport now. So, for example, I'm coaching high school right now, right? So you might deal with that kid who responds better to their parent than the coach because that's all they get yelled at, right? And they've been doing this since they were little. So when you look at high school sports now, it's like, who they listening to? Are they listening to the stands or are they listening to the coach? Whose word is more valid? Because if they don't look at the coach as being valid in what they're telling them, they're going to listen to the person that they do. That can create a bad habit. That can create a bad camaraderie with the team, whatever the case may be.
That's bad also off the court, too. Because it's like now you kind of seeking, not saying you shouldn't seek approval from your people, your parents or whatever, but like you kind of doing that in it's going to be certain cases where you cannot do that.
But it's the crazy part where it's similar, though. So when you think about when you played in high school, you think about when I played, you were seeking approval, too. Your approval was in the sense of, was my name in the paper? Did I get all league?
Yeah.
Oh, did my friends talk about me at school the next day?
Yeah, I was mad.
Who was in the bleachers watching? Like, so that was our way of getting approval.
Yeah.
It's my peers that I'm playing against. Like, no, he nice.
Yeah.
That was our approval. Now it comes down to what happened on Instagram.
That's facts.
What parents are saying? Oh, he's the guy. is my parent bragging about me. So it's just the same thing in
It is,
different
but a
ways.
different way. Cause I hated home games. Like at Deer Valley, I hated home games. It wasn't. I never really got embarrassed, but it was just so like I don't know, like I just got shy playing in front of people I knew. But away though, I love playing away. I love the
Like,
booing and all that.
yeah, but that's
playing
like
in
in the
front
villain.
yeah, but playing in front of people, bro. I remember that like a game. Me and Darius still talk about this to this day, bro. Against Pitt, bro. We're down by like 10. I talk about this on here too, for my day one subscribers. Bro, we're down by 10 with less than a minute. We just start pressing. We get steal after steal after steal. Bro, me and Dara having the best, like we were hooping. I had a chance to tie the game, but I missed the free throw. So I'm like,
I know that feeling.
damn, I'm like, damn. So should I miss this second one on purpose?
Try to get the rebound.
And try to get the rebound, but I ain't never practiced that in my life before. And I'm the best rebounder.
We don't practice missing.
Yeah, exactly.
So-
and I'm the best rebounder, and I'm at the free throw line.
Yeah.
I don't trust. Nah, I can't. I'm sorry. So I made the second one. I was like, bro, I was tearing up in the locker room. My coach was like, "You the first person to show real emotion after a lock." I'm like, "Yeah, bro, it was my fault. It was my fault."
But at the same time, it's not the. See, now that I coach, I look at it differently. What led to that play? What happened in the first quarter that got you in that hump anyway? You know what I'm saying?
I just know it was a back and forth game until like the third quarter. That's when Alfred was like,
Alfred was getting to it.
Alfred was getting to it that game.
God.
And then they had Simeon. Me and Simeon was both battling, bro. It was, I don't know. And then me and Darren played the whole game. So it was like, Darren had like 19, I had like 20. And it was like,
that was a game. But again, y'all was down at a point. So you got to look at all the little plays leading up to it. How many moving screens you set.
yeah.
Giving them extra possession. How many missed free throws did the team y'all miss?
We missed a lot that game.
What took y'all so long to start playing harder to press? It's like, you got to look at that.
We weren't like my senior, we were not a pressing team. Like my coach, he was a coach that didn't believe in pressing and didn't believe in running a lot in practice. And I kind of liked it because I wasn't I wasn't trying to run.
So you get tired.
But here's the thing though. At the time, I wasn't getting tired though. Like we were good. Like we never had problems being out of shape. We just had problems executing our offense. That was our problem.
Which is crazy because if you're not running and conditioning,
yeah, that's what he said. He said
should have been executing anyway.
Yeah.
So
he was all like, and here's a cool part. He said, I'm gonna know if you're not in shape if you can't last in practice. That's how I know. Then you won't be on the team. So we're not going to spend the first 30, 40 minutes of practice doing this. I'm like, thank you. Because freshman year, that's all we did. Yeah. Sophomore year, he was my coach. He had to we didn't do that. But junior year, we did that. So I was like, thank you, bro. I felt I was in perfect shape. I didn't need to do all that. I wanted to work on, because I didn't have no bag in height. I was a big man. I had no bag. I had maybe...
You probably was a 4.
2 post moves.
You probably best rebounder. Everybody put you
best rebounder, getting all the points off of putbacks. Lucky float. I hit left-handed float. I never practiced a left-hand floater in my life. Hitting it lucky on, so that was what I did. So I'm all like, all right, cool, no running. I'm good with that. Let's work on this other stuff. Let me get my
skill level up.
Yeah,
but see, that's the problem too.
Yeah.
Skill work don't come at practice. What are you doing at home?
Yeah.
What are you doing before you get to practice?
I worked hard, but I worked hard the wrong way.
Exactly.
Like now.
And I feel like it hit you in college.
It did. I'm learning you have to work on the same thing. If you do it so let's say 7 days a week is a week. You Monday through Sunday, you worked on maybe floaters. You worked on your touch around the basket. It is okay that is all you did.
Yes.
I felt like that wasn't enough.
Yeah, see,
so I'm doing 30,000 things in a day.
The misconception is you be in the gym for 5 hours, you putting in work.
Yeah.
You don't need that much time. If you go a strong, consistent hour and a half, you get every hour, you get everything you need to get out of that. But it's how are you training?
That shit we did with me, you, and Brandon, the dribble series.
Just off the series.
That shit, I was ready.
45 minutes just dribbling.
I was ready to die. I'm like, bro, this arms is dead.
Yeah,
like that.
45 minutes just dribbling.
But I think a lot of people ran into that.
Yeah, for sure.
Like,
I was a victim of it too.
You might have actually worked hard. It wasn't that you were lazy, but you worked the wrong way.
You wasn't getting instructed the right way.
And you didn't get reps of the same.
Was you going the same speed? Was you doing the same angle? Was you doing different? When you play basketball, especially at least in basketball, you're never in the same spot every possession. You're going to either be more on the wing, more on the baseline, more on the top, higher, right? You're going to have to shoot deeper. You're going to have to make a move mid-air sometime. It's never the same. So I tell people all the time, you see people get on the shooting gun and they just, same thing every time. It's not game speed. It's not realistic. Is somebody running at you this time? Mm-hmm. Are you going to have to pump fake, put it on the ground, and then shoot it? Like, you got to look at all of those
Game
factors.
related.
Everything got to be game related.
Game related.
How much are you watching your mechanics? Are you going your elbow tucked every time? Is it up here? Are you popping your wrist at the top? Right? Or are you just flinging it and just throwing it because you're tired?
That's why they say. So I heard somebody say, it's like, bro, working out tired, because you know, if people say make it when you're tired, that's cool.
Bad habits.
But bad habits are built. Like, that's different if you're in a game and you're tired. But if you're at the gym and you can control to keep on shooting, even though you're dead ass tired, don't
now,
shoot.
you have to shoot fatigued.
Fatigue, yes.
But you don't have to be worn out.
Don't be worn out.
You get lazy.
Because you're getting lazy.
But the beauty of the off season is go through that.
Yeah.
Because when you get lazy, that's when you in that fourth quarter down 2 with a minute and a half and you done played the whole game.
Yeah.
I can do that extra rep because I've been doing it. My body getting used to it.
Yeah.
All it is body movement being repetitive.
Yeah, that's
The more you repeat, and people got this too. For all you young kids out there who's going to end up watching this, you do not have to master 18 things in basketball.
Yeah.
Master 3.
Master 3.
Be a good defender. Be a good teammate is the biggest one. And if you're a shooter, be a shooter. If you're a dribbler, be a dribbler. But everybody got this misconception that I got to have this all-around game. I got to play like Bron. Bron is 6'8", 250, who can run a 4.4 and jump out the gym.
Because that's what you watch.
Freak athlete.
So you're like, damn, I want to be able to, because that's what because, you know, I was told, learn every position.
Yeah, which is true.
That's good. Yes, but bro,
why?
But why? So let's say
coaching moment is how you used to go.
So let's say you're in a position where maybe this point guard is fouled out. Can you come in and run what he's doing? You know the offense. You know what you're supposed to do at this spot.
So that's the typical way of you getting taught of it, right? I used to think of it differently. If I know what the big man's doing, I know where the help side coming from. I know where the defender going to be because he knows where our offensive guy going to be. Right. My offensive guy going to be on the right block. I know that the help's going to come to the middle from the right block. Right. So I know when I get by him, where my guy's going to be. So when you know every play and know everybody's position, you know exactly where your assist's going to be. You know exactly where the defender going to be.
Take studying.
It's easier.
Take studying because that's one thing I take.
It's how you look at it though. Most people go with the mentality of thinking offensively. Oh, if I know how to do, if the point guard fell out, I can be the point, like you just said, right? I don't need you to do that. We have a backup point guard. I need you to know how they guard you. Who's going to be there? You're going to always get by the first guy. Where's the second guy coming from?
Yeah.
That's why you got to know everybody's position.
That's all that. And then the play thing, that was always my problem. Like, I take responsibility for that. I've never been good at memorizing. My memory works in a weird way. I remember
but you probably didn't rep enough.
That, but like, it's weird. I remember something you might have told me 2-3 years ago. Yeah, but I won't remember something we just drew up. You know what Bron was talking about with JJ Redick? Bron would hate playing with me because what he just said, he described me.
Yeah.
I'm all like, Bron, I'm sorry, like, bro, that's me. Like, what you just said about that.
I mean, he's a high-level thinker, though, so it's like, his IQ's so high.
Like, everybody not like that, bro. Like, you just described me, literally. I'm like, damn, I feel like...
But there's different ways of learning, though.
Yeah.
Are you a person who learned by somebody talking to you? Are you a person that learned by seeing it? Are you a person that got to demonstrate it to learn it? Your coach's job is to know how to teach it to you.
Depending on at the level.
No. Across the board. That's how you get taught. Everybody can't be coached the same way. I can't dig into you the way I'm going to dig at Charlie because Charlie might be more sensitive to how I'm talking because that's how you get it at home. So Charlie might shut down because that's his natural response to it. For you, it might motivate you, though. But I have to learn that as a coach with knowing my players.
So, yes, it should be like that. But is it like that?
No.
That's what I'm saying. You're at the college level.
But why?
If you're at the college level, you got to get it like this or get it gone or get gone. Like, that's what it is.
It shouldn't be, but that's what a lot of coaches are doing now.
Yeah.
But the purpose of recruiting is to learn your guys. Look at Coach Calipari. He know his players to a T. He know their background. He know their family situation. He just talked about Rob Dillingham the other day. Rob going to be a top 5 pick, right? But he had to learn Rob, like, hey, the way you score, I'm not going to restrict you. You're going to get 2 possessions to do your thizzle. I don't care how many dribbles
you take. Oh, that's what you were saying that about? That's wow.
Yes. Because you can score so openly, I'm not going to restrict you on that.
Right.
But at the same time, I know when to dial you back.
Yeah.
That's why he came off the bench.
Yeah, you can't have...
Think of Jamal Crawford.
Yeah.
He's such an elite scorer. You mean Jamal can't start for the Pistons at that time or the lower team at that time? He could have started anywhere. But if I'm a coach, I know Jamal Crawford mentality is, when I'm in, I'm going to go get a bucket. So I'm gonna put you in a position. That's when we need that guaranteed bucket.
Which is you being
That's
coming
you
off the
know,
bench.
and that's you know your team. So with the reason that you say like it should be like that, it should. But a lot of coaches, especially on the junior college level, aren't taking the time to recruit enough to learn their player. They just saying, "Ooh, you're athletic. You're 6'5". Come
here.
play for me and
Come
fit
here.
my system. You're supposed to adjust your system to your team. If I got a dribble drive system that I'm really good at teaching, and I don't got nobody who can dribble, take somebody off the dribble, why am I running dribble drive? Is it for me or my team? If you want to win, I'm going to do what fits my team.
That's one thing. I think that's my high school coach. He said that too. He said, "Nah, I can't do that with this group. Can't do that with this group."
Even look at your team and
Yeah,
when we was in the LMC.
yeah. He's
Y'all didn't have no high flyers. How many lives were we throwing?
nah.
No, because I know this team. But the year before,
Yeah,
come on, and then when you throw it up,
throw it up. You get it.
Zach, go catch a lot.
But I mean, you probably had dunkers, but not catching no lob. You had dunkers if they get a steal. You ain't had no drive in.
Transition guy.
Yeah, transition dunker. That's what I can't. Well, I probably could maybe if the
You
lane
could.
just
You didn't get enough reps.
Yeah, but
How many times did you rep out all season or in practice of going downhill, getting bumped, and still dunking it? Probably not much. You probably got hit and just scored a leg.
layup fatigue. I wasn't in the best.
So your
shape.
confidence wasn't to dunk it. Your
Yeah.
confidence was to finish with contact.
Yeah, I wasn't in the best of shape last season because mentally I was all like,
You was in shape physically.
oh yeah, like I was in. Okay, let me say like yeah, physically, but I wasn't in the normal shape that I'm in.
But that's because your confidence was shot.
Yeah,
You didn't put the same time into it.
So I'm like, fuck am I running for? I'm gonna go get Chick-fil-A. Like I was like, fuck am I running for? Like
But then you lost sight of what you're doing it for.
I did. It got to a point where I was just like, bro, I'm looking at the practice clock, bro.
And if you're looking at the clock at practice,
Like what's
we in a bad spot.
because it was just those mental days. I'm like, bro, I'm not getting that much burn, so can we like do something? I need to get a sweat going. We over here talking for 2 hours and
Yeah,
like, you know,
season.
it was at the end, you know, at the end they always say that's when it's the
Body maintenance.
yeah, I'm like, bro, my body don't need no maintenance. I'm
Yours
not,
didn't. Yours, your team.
I'm
Were the
like-
5 or 6 guys that were playing them.
yeah,
heavy
they
duty.
need it, but we don't. So you feel me?
But that's a reason, like, even with my coaching style now, I'm a believer of playing everybody. If you playing and don't get tired, you ain't playing hard enough. Because how many times can you sprint for 5 straight minutes without stopping? Nobody's really doing that unless you're a top tier athlete. Ain't nobody in the community college level, for the most part, at least out here, doing that. That means you weren't playing hard enough to get tired.
in a big gym at that. So yeah, that in shape thing is that
Serious.
shit is serious. Me personally, I think my dad always kind of had us in shape because he played soccer, so always had us running and conditioning. So I always was
Watching what you eat.
Yeah, I'm doing that now. I'm eating the same thing.
You're getting older.
Yeah.
2 years ago now.
Nah, fuck no. But in terms of just like running, like when we ran with you at the we went bowling after.
Yep, at the football field.
I was in the front, like at that look, like stuff like
You
that.
got extra mile.
Yeah, I'm gonna be in the front. But as soon as you say sprint, somebody like Derek gonna beat me because he's like
Well, he's
this.
quicker, short distance.
Yeah, but if you say stamina wise, who
Yeah.
gonna last?
You had
longer?
endurance.
Yeah, I had the
But
endurance.
you needed to train the sprinting side.
Yeah, I'm getting that now because I've been doing a lot more studying with that.
Yeah. But that's just knowing your body.
Exactly. Changing gears, I heard you say, you obviously don't have any kids.
Nah, no kids for me.
Starting a family, like where is that? Like, is that big? Is that something big?
It's big for me, but it's all about timing. So, like, right now, I'm in a situation where it's like, of course I want kids. I'm 30 now. I'm getting to that age. But at the same time, am I set up to where I get this kid the world with no restriction? I'm a sports guy. I better be able to afford every sport this kid want to try so we can figure out which one we're going for. Or, let's say the kid want to go into dance or whatever activity. I'm a firm believer in activities for kids because sitting around is not it.
I need you to do
You
something.
gotta do something. It don't gotta be a sport, but it gotta be an art. I prefer a sport. God, please give me a hooper.
It break my heart talking about he or she don't want to play a sport. It'll break my
that's
heart.
tough, but it'll break your heart, but you'll realize how much you gotta expand your mind. So for me, I'm not at a point yet where I feel like I'm ready. I have my stuff set up to be able to say, okay, kid come, I can give him the world. That's my biggest thing. And once I get to that point, yeah, it's no brainer.
How big do you think like Are you a person? Do you believe in like marriage before kids?
For sure. I'm for sure that person. I know nothing's perfect though.
Right.
We all got a goal. My goal is for sure marriage before kids. But I think having the right partner that you want to spend life with. Everybody say till 21. It ain't till 21. It's a lifetime. So that person's gonna be in your life for the rest of your life. Who's that person that deserves to have that with me, right? Who do I want to deal with and be a part of that with? Because I'm a part of their life for 400% of the time too. So for me, it's I value person more than timeline than anything.
So meaning like I could have just met her.
Yeah, I could have met her. She looked good. I'm 30. She 32. She ready to have a kid. I'm into it. But how much do I know this person?
Right.
Because once you say baby's coming, baby's here,
People
can't backtrack.
Yeah, people be like people always say, I hear this all the time, that people change after they have kids, which I do think is true.
I think people gonna change. Period.
Exactly, I think that's true, but I don't think that's the case for 100% of y'all.
Nah.
I think that's the case for a good small percentage, but it's not the case for everybody. Some of y'all knew what y'all was doing when you had a kid with that person, man
sure.
or woman.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? I think
like people be like, "Oh, I probably shouldn't have did that." You only saying that now because it didn't work out.
exactly.
At that time, you were 100% confident with that situation. But again, I think it's a character thing. I don't think people will change in the sense of their character. Your character always been your character.
Yes.
It's just a matter of, are you sticking to your character or are you on some changing your character?
That's a big thing, the character thing, because the looks get you in the door.
Yeah.
But the character keeps you. It retains you. If you're not able to retain a man, or if you're not able to retain a woman, it could be your character is terrible. Picky person. It could be you're a picky person. Every little thing you
Or
want
you always like to chase.
Exactly.
Ooh, we love that one.
or chase.
Everybody
We all
love to
been,
chase.
We all
You
done
been
been
there.
there. I like who likes you.
Like who like you. That's the biggest advice I can give anybody. And I'm not married yet, so I can't tell you that I got it all figured out either. But what I am learning as I get older is going for who wants you takes you a long way. Think of it like college, right? So when you play basketball, you try and get the scholarship. Are you going to go over there because the name sound good or the look good, or are you going to go to the coach that actually wants you?
That came to me like, hey, bro, came to my practice. Oh yeah, I'm going with you.
People don't look like that in relationships though. They look at that in sports aspect,
but not relationships. Because this is what they say. They say it's settling. Settling is not going to where you're appreciated or where you're wanted. Obviously, if I'm gonna go there, I'm going.
Settling is being in something that you ain't happy in my eyes.
That, because for example, nowadays everybody probably got a kid, so they saying the pool is very short in terms for women who don't have kids.
I don't agree with that either.
I don't agree with that either.
But yeah, I hear that.
I don't even think being with a woman with a kid is settling. I think being
if she make you happy.
Exactly, but I think settling is being in something where you're not appreciated, you're not valued, and it showed that you're not appreciated and not valued.
And you still holding on to it because of time.
And you still holding on to it because you're afraid of change. Everybody's afraid of change. Everybody has some slight
Everybody's scared of change.
Fear of change. I don't care what anybody says.
Unknown.
Exactly. So I think that's settling. You know what I'm saying? Even if the kids are involved or whatever the case may be, that might have you want to work it out a little more, but key word, have you work it out. Is it having them work it out? Are they meeting you in the middle to work that thing out?
Boy, preaching.
It's like, bro, I can't get in the ring. You can't fight nothing with somebody if you're the only one getting in the ring.
You both gotta fight.
You both gotta fight. So I think that's settling when you're the one trying to fight and put your backpack on and carry that relationship.
Absolutely.
That's settling.
But it also comes down to, for me, it's communication. Like, are you able to express to that person what you're going through? Yeah. Are you able to tell them what you're struggling with or what you need more of? I think we in a time now where people would rather seek it elsewhere instead of ask for what they need.
Ask for it.
Because asking for what they need may give you the opportunity for that person to hit you up and tell you, you know what? This is what you need. This is the way you need me to do something. So let me do that for the sake of the betterment of us. People don't give people a chance no more.
They don't. That's true. And I agree with that 100%. It's always, the people jump ship every time. But what you just said, though, that literally, that's something I talked about that on here so many times, but that's something I really abide by.
But that's your character.
That's my character for real. So when I'm not getting it back on a multitude of occasions,
Yeah.
it's like, oh man, I don't know, bro. Like I don't know.
But then that's when you got to communicate it with her.
Yeah,
This is how I'm starting to feel.
exactly.
What we do is, they ain't doing it no more. I'm gonna start setting up the next plan without even giving that person a chance to fix it.
Exactly. So if you're a person who gave them a chance to fix it, multiple chances, whether you're a man or you're a
You gotta
woman,
take the reality what it is.
then yeah, you take the reality what it is. If you could say I gave it my all, I tried my best. This is getting to the point where it's like I'm doing this for this person. They don't even appreciate it or certain things. Then hey, like you just said, take the reality of it.
You gotta take the reality. You gotta take people for who they are. Like I said, character is their character.
They show who their character is.
You don't need people always be like, oh, that person got to change, or I need to change. No, you gotta accept who they are. And ask yourself, is that what are you willing to deal with?
If that shit going, because you gotta look. People show their characters early too. That's the crazy part. But you always a person.
Do you move the finish line?
Exactly.
Or do you stick to the finish line?
That's what I'm saying. You want
at the beginning, you moving it.
You're right.
Yeah.
So you trying to you just assuming it'll get better with time. It'll get better with time. I've experimented that.
People always say get better, but nobody say get worse.
It can.
It go both ways.
It definitely
It
can,
go
bro.
both ways.
Because what you ignore in the beginning, that might
build up later. It's your fault.
That's gonna crucify
and it's
you.
Your
exactly.
fault.
It's your
because
fault.
you allowed that person to create that same bad habit we was talking about with sports. They creating a bad habit within your relationship.
That shit.
And then now it gets you to the point where you don't want to deal with it no more, and they're blindsided by it.
Exactly.
Because you didn't communicate.
Nah, I think that's definitely a thing. But so like, you want a daughter or a son or both?
I got mixed feelings. I think a daughter is more in my element for real, because I feel like kids is blessed regardless, but I feel like if I had an athlete, having that girl that's just a hooper and just get it to it, I don't know. I feel like I have a softer side. I'm a real firm, masculine person, and I think that's gonna open my sensitivity up a little bit more. 'Cause I feel like on a boy, I'm gonna want to not raise him the way I was raised per se, but I'm gonna tweak it in my way.
Right.
But at the same time, I know myself, and reality is I'm gonna be harder on them, and I know with me at times, I always felt like my pops was a little hard on me. Now, looking at hindsight, I appreciate that he was, because it molded me to who I am today. But there was times growing up where I was like, I don't like being here. I don't like being with him.
That's
right? Reality, right? So I wouldn't want my kids to feel that way. But I also feel like there was ways that I feel like my father could have did it a little differently that would have opened me up a little bit more.
Oh yeah, I'm a firm believer when you parent, especially you got a son. I already know you don't raise a son and daughter the same way.
Can't.
You don't do that. So in terms of like you said, you feel like there was different avenues he could have took. I believe in that too, especially when you get to a certain age. Sometimes people parent the same way. You're
not adapting with the time.
Yeah, you're not adapting with the time. You're not adapting to the person who's adapting to the time that they're in.
Exactly.
So you have to understand, like, okay, when he was like 8, 9, 10 years old, I was like this on him. Now that he 15, 17, or 18, whatever, I'm gonna try to get a little, like, son, come here, like, you know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Get a different try. It's like you're trying to get your jump shot better. You notice you super streaky.
Yeah.
It's because you don't do any form shooting.
Yeah.
So now you do form shooting before anything. Before you stretch, go do form shooting. You don't do dribbling drills. You just straight form shooting. Now you notice you making more shots.
Muscle memory.
And you develop muscle memory. You notice you're shooting the same way. You notice you have a better touch around that area. Anything 15 feet and under is cash because you develop that muscle memory. It's the same thing with the kid. All right, I did this when you was between 8 and whatever years old, or 5 whatever years old. Now that you older, I'm gonna do it like this and see if I get a different result. And you probably do get a different result.
More than likely, I think. Like I said, we naturally are going to be harder on our kids, especially the boys, because this is where generation of society is right now.
Yeah,
they need it a little different, right? I think it's set up for them to have to really start learning how to reflect on themselves.
right.
Because if you just told you're good, and you're not seeing where you need to grow, right? It's your job as the parent, in my eyes, to be that person to tell you where to grow. But at the same time, because I didn't grow that way, I can't knock you for being at that phase. Right. I feel like a lot of us be like, well, you should be further along. Everybody learn differently. Everybody experience differently. I just feel like, for me, I feel like I'm going to be a good parent regardless. But when it comes to a boy, I would want to go back to the basics. Like manners. Open the car door for women. Whether it's your girl, your mama, your grandmother, a lady who gave you a ride, that's your teacher, whatever, whoever it is. Open the car door for a woman, right? Just have a manner. Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. You know what I'm saying? Yes, sir. No, sir. We don't do that no more. It's labeled as a military thing.
That's gonna help him. I feel like that's gonna help, or I think that's gonna help the sons in the long run. But 9 times out of 10, at least from my experience, you don't. But that also goes back to going to who likes you. You're not coming across girls that really appreciate that, especially at that young age. You ain't coming across girls that appreciate it.
But what are we doing it for? Are we doing it for the girl to appreciate it, or are we doing it because it's my character?
It's my character. It just, you go through certain shit that's going to not change your character, but you just look at
you look at things differently.
You look at it differently, like, damn, like I always tell them all the time. I had a girl one time, she said, it was like a joke. Oh, his idea of a date probably to be going on a picnic. But it was like a joke. Mm-hmm. When I got older, I'm all like, wait, what's wrong with that? Like,
she just want to appreciate it.
She just want to appreciate it. So it's like what we say, change.
But that don't make you not want to do that.
Exactly. That's another thing. I always say, don't let your past determine your future. Nah. That's what we do that a lot.
And don't let your peers determine your future.
Exactly.
Just because your friends don't do it, don't mean you can't do it.
You can't do it. You can have a different. You have a different path that leads to the next thing I had put down. I think it was discipline needed to be great. Your discipline. I just got invited to go to Disneyland by my boys, and I'm all like, it's ugly, like I can't. Yeah. One of them like, oh, I spot you. I'm like, oh, that's not even a problem. Nah. It's just I'm on a grind. I'm trying to grind right now. I'm putting my all into this. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to stay disciplined with this. It's gonna have people like, damn, he never could go nowhere. Not talking about them, just in general. Oh, he can never do this. He can never do that. He's 20 something, still doing this, and it's like, bruh, this is what I want to do. Mm-hmm. I can do what you guys are doing, but I have a different vision. This is what I want to do. You know what I'm saying? So
that's real. I looked at an interview that Brunson pops. You see that interview? Mm-hmm. He was like, I told him straight up, you either have an athlete, so you're going to have practice, you're going to be an athlete, school, or social life. You can't have all three.
Can't have all three.
So pick 2 of the 3.
You might you might get a little.
You can have a little piece of it.
A little piece of this in here with that. So a little piece of that.
If that's your goal, though. Now, if your goal is to be a social person, and that's the route you want to go, then embrace it. So for you right now in your grind, Disneyland might not make sense because it's sidetracking you from your goal.
Exactly.
So when we talk about discipline can be in different forms, though. Mm-hmm. See, that's the part that everybody think. People think disciplinarian. Who's yelling? It's
discipline.
The standard.
The standard, yeah. The standard that you
hold yourself
to and what you're doing to meet that standard that you're holding yourself
and
to.
them days that you don't want to follow it is the days you really got to follow it. Mm-hmm. That's going to get you over that threshold.
Because the thing about it is, what I've noticed, because being from the Bay Area, we see everybody else. We see the LeBron. Don't even got to put athlete. We see all these people that we post. The people that
social media, the different podcasts.
Yeah, the people that everybody want to put on their story. Mm-hmm. We see them, but let's hear what they did to get where they're at for you to be reposting them. Some of them, I'm not gonna say got lucky, but hit it off at 16. Mm-hmm. Hit it young. Some of them 25.
Like we said earlier, some people peak early, some people peak late.
Peak late. You know what I'm saying? I consider myself a late bloomer.
Yeah.
So with that being said, what can I do to reach those same heights? What can I do?
You got a goal set.
Exactly.
If you're a goal setting person. So, at my job today, it's ironic we talking about it. We talked about strengths.
Right.
So like, what's your strengths? My strengths is if I set a goal, I attain it. I go hard to accomplish that goal. Mm-hmm. Then that's one way of approaching it. But if you're not a goal setting person, you got to figure out what's your motivation. Mm-hmm. So I feel like in sports, your motivation was always to win. Mm-hmm. Always to go to college or wherever it was your goal was, overseas, NBA, whatever the case may be. So in life, it's just what's your goal.
Gotta have a goal.
Gotta have a goal.
If
you don't have no goal, what you doing it for?
Because exactly. I saw somebody else, C. Lee on Instagram. Mm-hmm. So he said his peers was getting jobs and things like that, working in the cubicle, whatever. He said he just kind of saw himself doing something different. Because me personally, I got my associates in business administration. I'm about to get my degree. So I know I know I can go get, or I will be able to go get some type of job, and who knows, I might end up doing that on the side.
Yeah.
But if you want to, I learned, my barber told me this, if you're trying to be a barber, you got to be all in with the barber shit. He's like, everybody's situation is different. Some people do have to do something else to fund this, to go to barber school, whatever. But it's gonna hit a point
where you gotta make a decision.
Where you have to make a decision.
So I tell my people all the time when I be playing multiple sports.
You gotta.
At what point are you gonna pick one and just lock into?
Exactly. Unless if you just that one dude who had offers in baseball, basketball, you want some Allen Iverson type shit. Having offers in both, or LeBron type shit.
He still picked Georgetown.
And they still
chose basketball.
And both of them still made a decision.
So both of them still. The decision gonna come as a matter of when.
So if those two are making a decision, you're definitely gonna have to. You're probably not even gonna have to make that decision as late as they did. You're gonna have to make it earlier.
9 times out of 10. But it's up to you. Like, you can be that person who's like being that seesaw moment is what I call it. Yeah. That do I go this way? Do I go away? I'm just unsure. But living life with uncertainty is tough. Because, again, at some point you're going to have to ask, what are you doing for?
What am I doing it for? Kind of want to, I remember, this is you. You told me, I added it. You said respecting those before you. I wanted to ask in the messages where you were, like, where exactly, like, where you were applying that at, but I figured it's way better on camera.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so look, respecting those before you, right?
Right.
So let's talk, if we talking sports, it was always somebody who did what you did before you. Mm-hmm. If we talk in parenting, we always hear that saying of, oh, you think you can lie to me, da-da-da-da. I done already been there, done that, right? We've heard that all our life. Mm-hmm. What it means is, to me, is just because you didn't see the journey somebody went through, doesn't mean it's not just as valid as what you're going through. Mm. So I feel like when I say respect those before you, everything's a learning experience. What, good or bad, you learn.
Right.
So you have to respect the situation that it came from and what happened and what you learned from that situation. What it may have affected you, I have to respect that it potentially could have affected me, maybe similarly or differently. But you have to respect it at the end of the day. Because a lot of people now don't do that. It's more so, is my word more valid than that person? What makes your situation more superior than the next?
People don't want to listen.
They know it all.
I think, I've applied that, and that's why I apply that in so many things, like, even for doing YouTube, for example. There's YouTubers who I watch who, like, the reactions I do. There's YouTuber I watch, Flight Reacts. He did shit before me. DJ Go. Certain people who I watch, they did this shit before me. Granted, I might be doing it differently, but there was something that they did to get them where they at. So I'm taking what they. That don't mean everything they say is just 100. Everything they say could have just worked for them.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? But you still got to be a student. You always got to be a person that learns.
Always. You got to learn from your peers too. Like, that's the beauty of life. Because I coach right now. You know how many coaches I'm competing against right now that I'm like, I got to beat him. He ain't that good. But in reality, I'm watching how he called timeouts. I'm watching how he handled decisions. I'm watching how he talked to his players, right? Yeah. Because he's been doing it longer.
He did it exactly.
I might not think that he's better, but I have to respect the longevity.
Exactly.
So there might be something in there I can learn.
That's why, and it's crazy because people, when you always talk to OGs, I've always been big on talking to people who are older than me.
Yeah.
Older than me in the mind. Not necessarily older than me because they was born before me.
But don't think the mind is just... You're right, in the mind, because maturity and experience is everything.
Yeah. So with that being said, I've always been like, damn, like, I'm always willing, because the people who aren't willing to go out and ask for help or ask for advice in certain areas, I think are just people stuck up in their ways, don't want to learn. But yeah, pride is the root to all evil. You know what I'm saying? A prideful person. Pride is a good thing. The only bad pride I probably got is if I'm getting fried in the game and coach talking about switch, that's the only time where my pride probably would get me in trouble. But everywhere else, I don't have pride.
I had one moment. So one time in my career, right? Never forget. I'm guarding Dominic Artis, Collegiate Prep, University of Oregon, point guard. So Oakland Soldier, the whole night. Nice. I wanted so bad to keep guarding him. But he was running around me so easy. Yeah. I couldn't stay in front of him.
Yeah, see that.
So at what point do you say you want to win the game or you want to be like, so I had to tell my teammate, bro, you have to guard him. because
yeah.
I can't stay in front
You
of
did
him.
the opposite of me.
You see what I'm saying?
Coach had to tell somebody to switch. I was hot.
But there's no way we should be hot. He's
I
cooking.
was dumb. But well, his was like,
He's cooking.
if he's missing those shots, those are all bad shots.
Yeah.
But it was like I was right there. I'm like, bro, what? Like I'm getting. Daryl was there.
Yeah.
I'm getting pissed off. Like, how is he making this? Like, Coach, I ain't gonna lie, switch.
The dumbest thing you can do is stay in that situation that you know you're not going to be superior.
That was dumb. Yeah, I was dumb.
the
That's what
dumbest
I was dumb.
Because you lose the game.
I was getting fried. That's the only
It
time.
don't just affect you; it affects your teammates.
That's the only time where I say my pride gets in the way. But everything else, I'm quick to drop a pride. Like with this shit, relationship, everything. Like I'm.
Nah, yeah, you can't be prideful, bro. You
quick
gotta
to
be able to
drop the
learn.
pride.
You gotta
You
be
know?
able to learn.
Exactly.
Because it took me a long time to learn that. I probably wasn't until I was like 26 that I had to really learn about accountability. Like
Oh yeah, that's my
having
biggest.
self accountability
that's my biggest
is a
thing.
big thing.
That's my big thing.
You know what I'm saying?
And
Man.
nobody's above it.
Nobody's
Nobody's
above
above
it. They
it.
say father time don't miss. Accountability don't miss.
Accountability to
Whether
numbers.
it's good or bad.
When you finally you good. When you finally only around when you find yourself not around anybody because they always like, bro, you never, or if it's a girl, you never take responsibility for nothing you do.
I hate that.
Everything
statement.
is always somebody else's because the victim role is big.
Oh, woo.
Because this is what I'm learning. I'm all like, wait, hold on.
It's never you.
You said this about okay, and then I go experience you. I'm starting to think you the problem because
People gotta start looking at common denominator.
yeah, I'm like, bro, I'm not gonna lie, like something's telling me that you are responsible for all this shit. It's not just what the other person. Don't get me wrong, they might have did something too, but something's telling me like you played a big role in the hand that you was dealt. You played a big role in the situation that you're in. It's
Absolutely.
like someone who transfers schools 10,000 times.
It's the craziest thing to me. You know how hard it is to get your transcripts?
That's what I'm saying. You're going to eventually start looking like the problem if you constantly keep transferring schools. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And you might not even have been the problem, but you might be that percentage that wasn't. But the percentage is so big already that they're just automatically going to put you in there.
Everything's perception, though. So it's like, if I keep jumping ship, I'm also showing myself I can't battle through nothing. I'm just searching. Like I said earlier, you're just searching for the next thing. Sometimes you need to stand in.
You need to
People need to start standing in what they're going through and understanding that you're going through it for a reason. And I think that the first step is accountability. You have to admit that this is an issue that needs to be fixed, and what can I do to fix it? Not, I'm going to blame the next person to make me feel better. That gets you nowhere.
You big on, so in terms of relationships, how big are you with accountability?
Oh, it's hugely important. Everything's a cause and effect. If she's spazzing out on me, what did I do to cause this spaz? I may feel like she tripping over whatever the situation is, but at the same time, I had to have triggered the trip.
So you're not a person who pays attention to the reaction versus what caused the reaction.
I'm paying attention to the situation.
The situation.
Right? I'm not worried about the reaction because the reaction is an emotional response.
Right.
I want to know, why are we here? Why are we in this
So you
situation?
pay attention to the why.
I'm the
A
one.
lot of people don't do that though. They want to.
It's easy to quick react.
It's easy. Yeah, it's easy to react versus like, why did he or she do this?
Exactly.
Why did he or she do this? Did this person say this? How they would like this to be done? Did they say this? Did they say that?
Did I say something that caused them to respond that way?
Exactly. Or did I say nobody want to? I always say I'm big on self-reflection, looking at myself in the mirror. What can I do better?
You're in a bad situation. For example, the basketball situation we talked about earlier with you, right? How many times do you look in the mirror and say, what am I doing to give myself an opportunity to have a different response? It's
Exactly.
easy now to reflect and say, I didn't really do that enough. But in the moment, we don't think that way. We just saying, you made me feel this way, so I'm going to get you back somehow. I feel bad, you got to feel bad. Bro, that gets us nowhere. What are we arguing about? Like, I'm a firm, like, people be like, oh, you got to argue to grow and get through it. No, you don't. That is a negative response
Bro, you
to see
gotta-
how that person responds to your negativity.
You gotta, what's the name? I do believe you have to
gotta go through things.
Go through things.
So why it got to be a
yes.
negative thing to go through?
Exactly. But and also when they say go through things, that does not mean that you're supposed to go through the fire all the time. That does not mean
I can't go through the water.
Yeah, that don't mean that, bro. Because some people use you got to go through things. Like, yeah, you do. But that don't mean... I saw a video the other day. It was like... this dude girlfriend was twerking on some, I think Skillet Baby.
I seen that.
Yeah, that's not going through the fire, bro. That's not
disrespect.
That's disrespect. We're not talking about constant disrespect, belittling, unvaluing you. We're not talking about that because some people see that and they think, oh, I'm supposed. That means as a man, she's supposed to have cheated on me.
Like what May was tripping about. What was old girl Keke Palmer?
Yeah.
Dancing with Usher, right?
That also wasn't something you're supposed to go through either.
Right? We ain't supposed to go through that. But it's how you look at it. Am I really going to be mad that my girl is getting serenaded by Usher right now? Now, granted, I get it as a man. It's your lady.
I get it, 100%.
You know. But he's also performing, and it's his show.
And he has to kind of do that.
He has to do it, right?
I talked about that with my last, with MJ, who was last year. And we agree, Usher, know that he's a legend, but he's not Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson, if a girl goes to a Michael Jackson concert, she'd probably have faint maybe if he hugged her, which I wouldn't care. A lot of people were fainting just looking at him. Yeah. But Michael Jackson is going to sell out wherever he's at. His singing and his dancing alone. He doesn't need to do all the extra stuff Usher.
However, how you view Mike in that room, somebody might view Usher in that room.
It's true.
So you gotta take people for who they are.
Yeah, it's true. You can
feel me.
You can view it.
I can view it as bro, it's just Usher.
Yeah.
But Shorty can view it as this is her Michael Jackson. How you are with LeBron? I see Bron. That's my dog. Ooh. Yeah. But for somebody else, that's Steph for them.
Yeah.
So who are we to say?
That's true.
It was wrong. You feel me? I think the problem in that whole situation was the reaction.
Yeah,
the reaction that's where he's on social media.
Yeah, you should have just waited till she came
behind
home.
Closed doors.
You should have just waited till she came home.
You know that behind closed doors.
100%. You didn't have to do all that because
so he was equally disrespectful.
Yeah, doing that on social media was crazy. Like, when did he become that? You know what I'm saying? Like, she coming home.
Yeah,
but I mean, I would hope she's coming home.
But it's the time we in.
Like,
if you react on social media, it's entertainment.
But I think that's
people don't realize that social media is a highlight tape.
Right.
Literally, show me something negative you're gonna post for yourself on social media. It's a highlight tape.
I've done it a couple times.
But you're not doing it often.
Nah.
You ain't making a hoop highlight right now. Turning the ball over and airballing. That's not touching your clip unless it led to a steal.
Unless if I went and LeBron blocked it or something. That's it.
Right? I'm not showing my turnover, right? So in social media, it's like, bro, why do people post their relationship issues and then want everybody else's opinion on it to sway how they feel? Bro, how you feel is how you feel.
And they get mad. One thing about me, I'll never put something up that I'll get upset that somebody gave a comment because I put it up. I put it up.
When you put something up and you say something, we doing this podcast right
They
now.
Gonna say something.
Whatever response we get,
it was up.
We put it out there.
We put it out there.
So
that's not. It ain't on this person. It's on that person.
Accountability.
I think the making it like that whole Keke Palmer Usher thing. Honestly, yeah, that could have been handled behind closed doors, and the serenade, whatever.
Bro, that's him. You can't control the next person.
It's I can understand where he's coming from. Maybe not wanting that. Cause
you don't want it.
Because when you get to a age, you're not viewing Usher how you might, or you get to a certain age when you're not viewing a celebrity how you viewed them when you were a kid.
For sure.
Because all your thing is, because you learn, this person has more money than me. He might not be more mentally stable than me, whatever the case may be. You know, you're starting to see a lot of people with money don't have it all. They even saying it.
We see it now.
They're saying it. Like, we're not gonna like discredit your success because your success is amazing. What you've done for you and your family is, we're not going to act like that's just everybody can go do that. But at the same time, they're even coming out saying, I wish everybody could be rich so they could see that it's not everything.
Oh, for sure.
You know? So that's where as a man, you kind of don't care like, oh, let's say you don't care that this is a celebrity. Yeah. Oh, I'm twerking on a celebrity. Why does it matter? Or I'm saying the celebrity is fine as hell when I'm in a relationship. Why does it matter? Like, you could think that all you want. I think
we all got.
Yeah, bro, everybody thinks.
No matter what relationship you in, married,
you think somebody else is fine.
You find somebody else more attractive. That is the reality of life.
But it it's like what you said, the disrespect part.
Yes.
That's where it becomes a problem. I'm not going to disrespect
But in her
you.
defense, I don't think she was crazy disrespectful.
Well, that one, yeah, I kind of threw
I
water
felt
on
like,
that one.
yeah.
I didn't think that one.
Now the Skrilla baby, that was
I'm talking about,
disrespectful.
what I'm talking about right now is the Skilla baby shit.
That was disrespectful.
That was disrespectful.
Because he was there. 2, you get on the stage, like you doing stuff out of what you had to do. He didn't come to you. You went to him.
Exactly.
That's different. That's disrespectful.
And he said, I saw somebody saying, call me insecure, I don't care. But if my girl, if I was him, she would have went home with Skilla baby. And
Me too.
he ain't wrong.
He ain't wrong at all.
He's not wrong. Even girls is like, no, you're not insecure for that. That's
No.
flat out
It
disrespectful.
was disrespectful.
So that's my whole thing.
But
is
my
like,
whole thing is, it goes back to character though. So like, if I should Keke Palmer, for example, I trust my partner. If I can't trust you fully, what we doing it for?
what we doing?
So if I can't trust you, and I got to question whoever wanted to dance with you, get your number, whatever the case, I don't care about what they do. I care about your reaction.
You do.
Because that's a character thing. If you go out to the club, your girl go to the club with her friends, I'm not gonna be blowing you up all night.
Right, you shouldn't.
Who you talking to? Da, da, da. I'm not gonna ask you at the night, did you get anybody your number? Da, 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 da. Now, if you did, you're gonna have to live with that character. Because if it pops up or it comes out or whatever, because everything happens in the dark, come to light.
Right.
So if it pops out, then we handle that. Because I'm not gonna ever be like, oh, the dude was the problem. No, it's the fact that
you was the
actually,
problem.
you was the problem.
He don't know me.
You don't owe me nothing.
You know what I'm saying? That's how I look at it. But
Me too.
if you at the club or whatever, ain't nothing wrong with going out with your friends
Have a
here and
good
there.
time.
I do
Life is
think the
life.
club is a little. Do you think the club is a single person spot?
No.
I think it is, but not all the time.
I think it's perceived that way. But let's
Perceived
talk
that-
about what the club is for. It's entertainment for adults to listen to music that they like, drink,
And that's what I'm
turn up.
saying. If you going because you and your friends finally get together, y'all want
a
to
girls'
go
night.
out, cool. You ain't got cool. That's
Bros night, whatever.
that's cool. If you celebrating a graduation, you celebrating up.
Whatever the reason is the reason.
Yeah, whatever.
But the reason why I say I don't think it's a single thing, because if I'm with my girl and I want to go to the club and she want to go to the club, we can go to the club.
Yeah, we gotta
So
come together.
I wouldn't call it a single thing. I think it's how you move in the club.
That's what it is. 'Cause I
It's
think,
a matter if it's a single thing
I
or
think
not.
what I've seen because I've been there a couple times. From what I've seen, for the most part,
I've been clubbing for a long time, brother.
is hell yes, you probably
Yeah.
know more.
I've been in different states, yeah.
So it's like, bro, I be seeing shit. I'm like, bro, anytime I've ever gone to the club was for one reason. They know what I'm there for because they know they smell my breath. Damn, you don't smell no alcohol. You're the only sober person in here. I'm not a big drinker, bro. I'm sorry. Like,
Yeah.
that's just not who I am.
I get that.
It's just, I come here to mingle.
Socialize.
Dance a little bit, socialize for real. That's just what I'm doing.
But I don't feel like you should feel wrong, and even if you're in a relationship, to socialize.
Oh nah,
It's
ain't
levels.
nothing wrong with going out. Nah, ain't nothing wrong with. I feel like people in their relationships, they like when they get out, like, I'm free now. I don't want you to feel like you're.
Why was you handcuffed?
You're handcuffed.
Could have
and
did the
nothing.
same thing when you
But
was
you
single.
understand that when you are single and when you are not single,
That's how you move.
actions are different. How you move has to be different.
So that's why I say I don't
That's
think
all.
the club is for singles. I think it's how you move in the club determines
How you move in the club.
the purpose.
Okay.
If I'm not single, why am I all in these women's faces, dancing on them and all this stuff? That's disrespectful. Right?
So you think dancing?
Oh no, me personally, it don't bother me. You going out to have fun with your friends. It's not my place to tell you how to have fun. I think it's disrespectful when you giving your number out and entertaining the idea of life after this. That's to me the disrespect.
Dancing with other men, do you care?
Nah.
One-on-one.
Nah. So I think, and like I said, for me, I don't really have that insecurity. So if my girl go out with her friends and she dance with dudes, they all dancing, doing what they do.
All dancing is different. I'm talking about like
but you talking about
one-on-one.
You talking lap dancing, slow dancing, all that,
Slow dance.
grinding.
Yeah, shit like
I
that.
feel like that's disrespectful.
Slow dance,
That's
like it's
disrespectful.
just us one-on-one
That's
slow
disrespectful.
dance. That's what I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
that's disrespectful.
But if y'all in a
But
group,
y'all,
it's whatever.
But y'all in the middle of the dance floor, y'all in there packed like sardines, and y'all
It's
dancing.
whatever.
It's whatever.
but I'm talking about
But if you're talking
one-on-one
about
shit.
we in the middle
and
of the
it's slow-
club,
yeah.
and I see dude and shorty in the corner over there doing their one, that's disrespectful.
That's what I'm saying.
Because it's
like,
the perception.
Cause our old dude might have came and asked you something like, "Oh, what's up? Conversation? You want to dance?" Yeah. Cause I look at it like this: is that gonna happen while you there? Go to the corner and dance and shit like that.
Exactly. If
That's
you're
what
gonna
I'm
do
saying.
something that you can't do while I'm there, it's disrespectful.
Right. That's how.
That's
I
how I
view
look
it.
at it.
I never, because I never want to put nobody on handcuffs or nothing like that.
When your girls
You know
having
what I'm
fun, y'all do your thing. I'm not sitting here. I'm not oblivious. Girls go out with their girls night. You think they not gonna talk to dudes? Come on, bro. Let's be realistic.
Nah, see, yeah, you're right. But that's the thing.
But at the same time, you don't gotta give your number out. You can have social life. Like I know people who get mad when a random dude buy their girl a drink. To me,
Why
is
you
weird.
buying her a drink though?
Because most guys, I'm not buying a drink, but most guys.
Why aren't you buying her a drink?
I'm saying, let's say I didn't go.
No, I'm saying if you were there, why aren't you buying a girl a drink?
If I was there, I'm buying my own girl a drink. What the fuck?
I'm saying if you were single, are you buying a random girl a drink?
No.
Why?
It's never been my thing.
It's never been my thing either.
Never my thing. Because I didn't go there with the intent. I'm not trying to wow you by giving you alcohol.
Right.
I'd rather wow you by communication.
Exactly.
Conversation.
That shit weird. Talking about something, I gotta buy you a drink.
Can I buy you a drink? This is how people be doing it. They really want to they see the girl. Hey, can I buy you a drink?
It happened at my job one time. Dude was buying a girl, but kept buying her drinks. That was the only way of getting to talk to her.
Yeah.
And I'm looking. I'm
if
like,
you gotta do all that to talk to her, it ain't worth it.
And here's
you don't even know that girl name.
Exactly. Here's my thing with that. The buying. See, the reason why I said I'm kind of not with that is because it is. It's not something I think. Something I've seen, witnessed. Dudes will look at that as an invitation. Now, if it's an older dude in his like 50s or whatever, me if I'm
age don't matter.
Okay, yeah. But me personally, I'm not. Some dudes, yes, they'll buy you a drink and go about their business.
For you, do it come down to a threat?
Nah, I have the same mind. Because if you have the mindset with this person, but not with that person, that means you look at that other person as a threat, but you don't look at this person as a threat. I'm like that with everybody.
Yeah.
I want you to. I'm not a fan of like if you at work. Oh, you can't talk to no dudes because
that's
you're
weird.
No, conversate. Cause I'm gonna conversate.
Boy, if you're there for 8 hours and you don't talk to nobody,
Like
I'm
no,
concerned.
I'm not. I'm gonna. People are, oh, that means she has a work boyfriend, bro. Y'all putting too much paranoia in the world, bro.
Yeah.
I'm not against her.
I am against the fact, for example, like that example. Let's say my girl's out with her friends. They at the bar or whatever. Dude want to buy her a drink. I don't think she got to accept it.
Right. It's really if you accept it.
You don't got to accept it. But if you chose to, what was your intent? That's the conversation. Remember I said I worry about the why? Why did you accept
choose
it?
that? Oh, well, he's just being nice, whatever.
Okay. So if I'm with you and I see a girl, I just want to be nice to her. Can I go buy her a drink in front of you? That's a problem. So if you willing to,
it happened because I wasn't here.
Exactly. So
And
if
that's
you're only
my
doing
point.
it because I'm not there, and you know it's harmless in your eyes,
Right.
then you're doing something. If you can't do the same thing in front of me, don't do it. That's how it is.
And my thing, like I said, nobody's trying to police. I don't think a man should try to police a woman should try to police a man. Like I said, if you at work, all that work wife or work
That's
husband,
weird.
that shit is just retarded that people make up.
That's an HR case waiting to happen.
I'm not. I'm not upset at my girl conversating with a man at work. Nor should she be upset with me conversating with a woman at work. Because 9 times out of 10, we're not conversating on no.
In most jobs now, it's collaborative anyway.
Exactly.
You're gonna have to talk.
Exactly. We're not conversating on no. We trying to get together shit.
I think it's the after work.
Exactly. After
Now, outside of work, are we all going to go get drinks together and all that?
if I'm
You're choosing to extend the level of what it was.
Because not everybody knows when you at work. It's very rare where you meet somebody at work and you talk to them, even when you stop working there.
Yeah, that's rare.
It's very rare. So
Coworkers.
That's what I'm saying. It's coworkers.
Unless it became your friend.
Exactly. You could be real cool. I got a coworker. She was real cool. She was in a relationship. You know what I'm saying? But I'm like, oh, it was never even nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? To even start off, I never view it to be in that way. So I'm not against like if my girl, if I'm in a relationship and my girl is conversating with a man at work, especially she's in a position where she has to talk.
I'll be honest, bro. I was always raised. Women gonna get talked to at the grocery
Especially,
store, gas station,
Exactly.
work,
It don't matter.
club.
Exactly.
It don't matter.
It don't matter.
It's all about her response.
Her response. And sometimes you may give a little too friendly response.
Yeah.
If this person offered to do this,
But then that's her learning the level of what
Exactly.
you find disrespectful. So, like,
Exactly.
to answer your initial question, I'm not going to the bar seeing a chick because I think she's cute. Like, well, I want to buy her a drink. If I have to give you a drink in these times to have a conversation with you, I probably shouldn't be trying to talk to you.
and if she might ask, oh, you didn't even offer me a drink.
You didn't ask for him.
I'm not even gonna say that.
You
I'm gonna
didn't.
just look at her like that's not even my get down. Like,
Well, it's different. You're not a drinker.
Yeah.
So for you, the perception is people go to the club to drink, turn up, all this stuff. Right?
I'll be like, I'm here with my.
I'm here socializing.
I'm here with my boy, my brother. Like, it's his birthday or whatever. You know, I just seen you want to come talk to you. It had nothing to do with.
Respectfully.
You know what I'm saying? I don't even drink like that. If I'm being real, I drink here and there. Don't get me wrong, but I barely drink.
Yeah, I'm not that
so
I'm not a drinker.
my game plan ain't to offer you a drink because I don't even do that. So why would that be my game plan? And then she be like,
but can't knock her because the next 15 dudes had that game plan to buy the drink.
and let them other 15 buy you that drink because I'm not doing it. You know what I'm saying?
That's a you thing.
Yeah, let them do it.
feel
And
me?
then it's like,
So-
oh, it's different. Usually guys buy me. Oh, usually? That's cool.
That's the red flag.
That's cool. I don't care what they usually do.
First of all, if they're usually able to, you hear too much. So
that's another
that's
thing.
my
You're here
concern. You
way
hear
too much. If I ask if you know the bartender by name in this month, bro, you'll hear way.
Well,
you're
it
gonna
might be
know.
family, it might be friends.
Yeah,
whatever.
you're gonna probably know because bartenders usually tell the name.
Yeah.
But if you hear,
You just know what you're signing up for. That's really what it comes down to. So I know if my girl going out with her girls, I know I'm signing up for her to be social.
right?
Why I'm sitting here tripping about that for?
Right.
It's how you react to it. Is all I'm worried about.
Do you think it matters how often you do it?
Like go out?
Yeah.
Yes.
I think me personally, I'm not like I said, especially when
It's an age thing.
When you get older,
Age.
yeah, age thing too. When you
So if you're
get
21,
yeah,
21 to 23, you're really exploring what you like and don't like in life. Not even just relationship, but in life. So I feel like 21 to 23-ish, you're trying to find yourself. So if you are a person who's always interested in clubbing, I'm going to be the firmest believer of saying go out and experience it because you don't want to live with the regret that you did.
right. 100%.
But if you're at like my age right now, and let's say you've done it how I have done it, I've been doing clubs since I was 21. I feel like I'm at the age now where I don't want a club. I don't want to be in there because I know what it is. I know what does that. So I just think it's a time thing and it's an experience thing.
Yeah, definitely.
You do too much of anything, it's excessive.
It also matters when you are what I'm not gonna say what because when you are married, I don't know any married. Well, I ain't gonna say I don't. Well, I personally don't know. If I know my boy is married, then there's certain things I'm probably not even gonna ask him to go do.
100%.
Just cause out of respect for your relationship. Not saying that when we go here, we gonna go do no bullshit. Nah, that's not what I'm saying. It's just I'm a firm believer when you get to a certain point in life, you move different.
Yeah.
And people don't understand that.
For sure.
It's your wife or your girlfriend can go out and have a good time with her real friends. Nothing wrong with that. I understand she's attractive, obviously, or her whole group attractive. 9 times out of 10, yes, dudes are gonna try. You can't be delusional.
It's gonna happen regardless.
You can't be the stupid thinking that a man's not gonna try to get at your girl. It's not about the man getting at your girl. It's about what she does.
Reaction.
You know what I'm saying? I understand some women try to be too nice because of some men not being able to take no for an answer.
For sure.
I understand why giving them a number just so they walk away. I try to give them a fake number, to be honest, but I understand certain things because I've seen it. Vice versa, some girls can't take no for an answer.
Some people don't take rejection well.
People did. People in general don't.
So even if
take-
you gave your number, but even then, you can tell me that though. Because if it's harmless, why you don't tell me? That's my thing.
Exactly. I'm gonna tell, hey, such and such happened at whoop. You know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna let you know because I'm a firm believer in communication. I'm a firm believer in just letting your partner know something.
for
You
sure.
know what I mean? I feel like that stuff makes y'all close.
For sure. But I feel like when it comes to like marriage or our friend's married or whatever the case, I'm not putting him in a situation where it's going to jeopardize the situation anyway. Now, if he wants to go out and have a good time, club, whatever the case may be, because we all got our itch, we all get our stuff. We're just like, I want to travel with my boys and stuff.
Right. We ain't. Yeah. Like
But I'm not
I said,
going to
no
let you take a
handcuffs.
chicken home.
Exactly. No.
That's
handcuffs.
my rule as your bro. And if she don't trust me as the friend to do that, that's the bigger concern.
Exactly. And I'm not even with her.
I'm not with her, but out of respect of y'all marriage, I would want her to know that I wouldn't put him in that situation.
And that her husband hangs around. Well, obviously she knows that. I'm assuming if y'all was married, you met the friends.
You done met the friends, you know how they move.
But she knows, like, wow, this is a real respectable dude.
So let me ask you this question then, to go with that. Let's say the girl's husband is your boy, but she view you as somebody. Oh, take that back. Let's say you're married, you and your partner, and you have a homie, and she views him as I don't really like you to hang with him in certain aspects.
Right.
Let's say one of them is traveling, clubbing, whatever the case may be. How do you respond?
Me personally, first I'm like, why? And then she says, because what you just said. I'm like, well, that's who he is. That was my one friend. That's who he's. I'm day. He's night. We're two opposites, and that's what brought us together. But I'll tell you this though. For me personally, that has never influenced anything I did. He understood my position and never asked me to do anything, certain activities, because he knows, nah, he married or he hooping, he off limits. Nah. So that's what I would tell her.
I agree.
Men are a little different with that. You know
a little
what I'm
bit.
saying? I've seen
shouldn't be. But yeah.
I've seen women who will still, and this is what I've seen. This isn't like something I'm making up. I've seen women still ask their friends like, "Damn, you always with the nigga, you always with the like, you know what I'm saying?" They'll say stuff like that.
And then she needs to start looking at her friends.
And then I've always said girls don't make good friends with each other. I've been said that. I said that men and women make better friends. The only problem is sometimes, they like each other. That's the only problem. From what I've seen, not.
Yeah, I get it. I, at least in my eyes, I've seen some really good friend groups that's females.
You know what I'm saying? I have too. I'm just saying, like, I haven't been surprised when somebody.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah, I haven't been surprised when somebody came back and told me, "Oh yeah, this happened with me and her." Granted, fights happen.
Yeah. I mean, I fight all my bros.
Yeah, fights happen. But it's like the fallout, though. When you tell me
shouldn't fall out.
You tell me the reason behind the fallout,
but you shouldn't fall out.
I'm not surprised.
If it's a fight over something that requires y'all to fall out, that was disrespect. That wasn't no normal fight.
And that's what I'm saying. Sometimes it's like I've been kind of said that I don't think that was the right person. But I'm a firm believer in letting you learn. I don't want to tell you.
Learn their own.
I don't want to tell you who you can and can't hang out with.
Exactly. But I've seen people try to restrict people like, "Oh, I don't like him hanging with you. I don't want you to hang with him." That's never gonna happen.
That's wild.
That's never gonna
That's
happen.
wild. Even if your friend is out there, if she's a real, like, she gets down,
yeah, she do her thing.
She do her thing or whatever. I'm gonna tell. First of all, I know myself. There's no way I made one of them my girl. So I know she not doing that. I do know some friends doing.
You know what you were signing up for.
Exactly. I know that. So what I would say is though, when she's going out and being around and being in everybody's faces, going to everybody's house,
attention seeking,
does she ask you to come? Does she ask you to do certain things?
That's a good question.
And if your answer says that she does, do you think that's a good friend when she knows that you're in a relationship? Or is she the friend that you guys talk about?
Y'all can go, but I feel like you got to be levels. Like,
it's levels.
Your friend should know what situation to put you in.
My point.
And they should know that based on your happiness in your relationship.
Exactly.
So if I see you happy, I'm not going to tell you,
no,
as the single friend, "Hey, bro, I got a group of chicks over here that's having a game now. You want to slide with?"
No, I'm not.
You stay home. You have your game night at home.
You got something worth losing. I don't have nothing worth losing right now. These girls here, they just
it's coming up.
It's gonna be somebody here tomorrow. You have something worth losing. So I don't want you to do that.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So that's where the character comes behind. I've seen girls like, I know his friend ain't shit, but I've seen proof. His friend don't know that I know this, but he always makes sure to, "Hey, bro, I don't want you to be in this situation.
You don't do what I do.
You don't do what I do." Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
I can attest to that. I had that growing up.
It's like, you don't do what I do, bro.
Yeah, for sure.
You got better things to do.
Mm-hmm.
It's like somebody in the streets hanging out with somebody who's just playing basketball. It's like, that's my partner.
You don't get to go. You go hoop.
You don't get to come with me all the time. You get to go hoop, go to school. I go to your games sometimes, but me and you, we don't hang out super like a lot.
Yeah, nah.
We do because
I gotta let you do your thing.
Exactly. I gotta love you from a distance, bro. Because
what I'm getting into can affect you, and I love you enough to not let it affect you.
Exactly. We gonna talk a lot, but it's just.
But perception.
Exactly, bro.
You getting recruited. I'm out here partying and drinking and all this other stuff. I'm not telling you to come party and drink with me. You got offer to go get. Go get your offer.
Get that
we'll
offer.
Party later.
We'll party later, bro. We'll go to your signing bonus.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Bro. But we ain't.
But we gotta keep the task.
We not doing all that, bro. That's literally everything it comes down to. So that's something I respect when I see women do that, and I respect when men. I really respect when women do it because I didn't see a lot of that coming up. It was always being kind of irritated that this woman was moving like she was in a relationship, or irritated she was moving like a wife before she has a ring. Yeah. Granted, there are there are levels though. I don't want you to always cancel your plans with your real friend. Yeah, don't always cancel something y'all been planned just because just because the man said something, or vice versa.
But again, why he say something about that? If my girl, I trust her. You and your girls want to take a trip and go wherever you want to go. I am not going to tell you don't
just
go.
be okay with me saying I'm finna go do the same.
Just be on the same time.
Be on the same time. When I'm out there, hey,
I don't gotta think you wildin'.
I don't gotta think you wildin'. I'm gonna let you know, hey, we just landed. Okay, cool. I'm gonna hit you later when we get all settled in. Okay, couple hours might go by. I'm just gonna check in type shit. You gonna hear me? I'm gonna hear you, and then we go. That's all it is.
It's not that hard.
It's communication.
That's why I be like, people don't have to go through the negatives to realize that their stuff is real.
You just have to
communicate. You have to want your partner to be at ease.
Exactly.
If you want your partner, whatever that look like for you to feel like your partner is at ease is what you need to do.
You need to communicate. You gotta want to communicate.
You gotta want to,
because those are things that can break people up.
That's gonna break you up quicker than anything else.
Because
people say cheating and all that.
I'm gonna be honest.
Like communication gonna be first.
I think that type of stuff just has you. At least me speaking for myself. I'll come back around, baby, if the first one cheating ain't involved. You're just more likely to bounce back if cheating isn't involved. But if cheating is involved,
I feel like if y'all fall off and it's disrespectful, you probably won't bounce back.
Depends on the disrespect.
Depends on the disrespect. Now, if it's betrayal, like cheating, or, habitually lying or something like that, and then I feel like that's a character thing. So at that point, I don't think I could bounce back. Now, there are circumstances that let's say you've been voicing what you needed from me consistently, and I'm not getting that done. I ask that you leave me before you do so. But most people don't. They do it first and then leave later. But I feel like if you're going to get to the point of cheating and doing all that, and you're already unhappy.
Yeah, your life is just...
You just ain't feeling it.
You're not feeling it.
You need to make that decision to leave that situation. I can respect it more you telling me that and leaving and doing your thing and then trying to spin the block later. I can respect that. Because you at least kept it a buck or how you was feeling. Now, if I gotta guess that or if I think you're good and you wild on the side, ain't no bounce back for me. You feel me?
If you doing something crazy on the side, or if you get to a point where you're just out of words, you don't even say nothing no more. Bad sign. He or she is ready.
I get to the point where I'm just like, I don't even care to say that anymore.
And they
already checking out.
And then they finally do check out. What they do is, as men, you keep a mental note of everything.
Everything. People. Not even just men.
People, yeah.
People.
But
women call it their intuition.
Yeah.
So, we call it a mental note.
When you keep, that's what allows you to exit something so quietly, because you kept the mental note of everything. Now, you might have forgot that mental note, maybe.
You get triggered and you remember it.
If you constantly are doing that right there, if you're doing the same thing or similar things to trigger it, that's what causes you to eventually keep that mental note, keep all of them, and then you check out silently. Checking out silently is the worst. It's the worst thing you can do. It's the worst thing than yelling.
Oh, for
sure. If a person checks out silently, man or woman,
you should be more shocked. You should be more worried if they're quiet.
If they don't even say nothing.
Because that means they done voicing it, and that means they're probably planning their exit.
This shit is like basketball. What is what was another one thing a coach always said? You should be worried when I'm not talking to you.
If the coach not yelling at you, he's already not really worried about you being here. You're the practice guy just helping me get through the drills, running through the plays. But if I'm chewing you out, that means I have expectation for you. If I got expectation for you to be great, I'm going to be on you to achieve that greatness.
It's the same thing in a relationship. Life is literally like basketball. Same thing, bro.
It's a sport. It's universal.
That's what it is, man. Anyways, we're going to wrap it up on there. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Appreciate
man. Appreciate you. Hey, man. Shout out to you, Bam. I really appreciate what you're doing, man.
Yes,
keep
sir.
it going.
Yes, sir.
Keep learning. Keep growing. Appreciate you having me. I like to watch these episodes. I watch them all the time.
It's all good,
just keep
man.
grinding,
Appreciate
bro.
it, man.
Appreciate you for having me.
Yes, sir. Y'all know what to do. Make sure you hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. And we gone.